Hey there, bowling fans. Welcome back to Bowling with Buddy. Today I am here in Bolero Tamarack in Tamarack, Florida. For those of you who are wondering where that is, that's near Fort Lauderdale, Florida, South Florida, way down here. It's a beautiful day out and beautiful, hot, sunny. Couldn't be better, be outside. But today we are inside of a bowling alley. And we're here on 2728. We're bowling on a beat up house pattern. Today we're going to be talking about the latest release from Roto Grip. Not the latest, but an upcoming release, but the latest release, the Optimum idol. I had the Idol Cosmos, absolutely loved that ball. Did not have an original idol. I didn't have all the other ones, but I did have the Idol Cosmos. Really liked that ball a lot. And I've had a chance to throw this ball, and it's been very good for me. And I've bowled a lot of regionals with it. I've bowled on quite a few short oil patterns, and I bowled on, used this ball when the long oil patterns got to beat up a little bit. I was able to put this in my hand and just kind of control the pocket. It most likely is going to be going to USBC Nationals with me in a couple of weeks, because that's how well I like it. I think it's really good at controlling the pocket and controlling the response down lane. Like I said, bowled about 4 or 5 games on this pair and with a variety of different bowling balls. The Harsh Reality, the Exponent Pearl, the Sublime. So a lot of bowling balls have gone down the lane, and now I'm going to put this ball in here and we're going to see how this ball responds. It's not as sharp as one would think, but it's very controlled and very smooth. Let's get started, and I'm going to start off the right hand side. Just put my left foot on the big dot. For those big dot, that's the middle. And I'm going to look at about 7-8, let's say, yeah, 7-8 down lane. All right, that wasn't bad. Left the 10 pin. But again, very smooth through the fronts. And when it left the friction, it was just rolled right into the pocket. Again, I didn't put any hand into this. I just let it roll right off my hand. And the ball shaped really well. So let's give it a try. All right, we're gonna try that again. I'm gonna stand on the big dot, and I'm gonna throw this ball. Again, I'm looking at 7-8 at the arrows and just trying to hit it straight down lane. Not a fair assessment. I caught it at the bottom, gave it a little more, finger action than I wanted, and the ball absolutely jumped off the spot. Let's try and get a better roll. All right, let's try this again. Standing 20 with my feet, looking at about 7-8, and I just want to roll it down to 7-8. There we go. Again, nice ball, smooth, very smooth. Once it hits the friction, it's not a skid flip kind of ball. This ball is very smooth coming off the backside. So I'm going to migrate left a little bit, only about 3 or 4 boards, and then we'll just kind of see how the ball migrates. So I'm going to stand about 23, 24, and I'm going to look at about, let's say, 11, 12. All right, wasn't bad. Again, I just rolled it. Didn't put any hand into it. Really didn't try to hit up on it. Didn't try to give it any revs. I just kind of threw it down the lane and let the friction pull the ball in. It's very smooth, very controlled, which many times that's what you're looking for in a bowling ball. I'll put the drilling numbers in here. I believe I was 5 by 4 by 3. So just kind of keeping it simple and giving a little slower response down lane, but I like what I see so far. Now I'm going to stay in the same spot, but I'm going to kind of hit on the ball and give this ball a little more turn down lane. All right, 23, 24 with my feet, and I'm going to look at about 11, 12 with my eyes at the arrows. And I gave that one a little, gave it some hand, gave it some, really kind of popped on the bottom. and I got it to the friction a little too fast. So on a house shot, when you get the ball to the dry that quick and you put that much hand to it, you got to expect to go through the nose. So I'm going to try and keep my angles in a little more on this next one and give you a better result. All right, we'll try that again. 23-24. Instead of looking at 11-12, I'm going to look at about 12-13 and keep the ball more in front of me. Just a simple move of your eyes and your target line can give you a huge result. By standing 23-24 with my feet looking at 11-12, my angle was a little too steep. I got to the dry too quick. Moving my eyes in a little bit, a couple inches, and moving my target point down lane a little further in, and I was able to hold the line and go through the pins a whole lot better. So I'm going to try one more with that spot, and then we're going to compare it to the hustle rip. All right, I'm going to stand 23-24, and I'm going to look at 12-13 with my eyes, and we're going to go down lane. Oh, I leaked it right. I just said, don't leak it right, because if you do, that's what's going to happen. All right, before I switch to the hustle rip, I want to throw one more. 23-24 with my feet. I'm looking at 12-13 at the arrows, and just trying to send it down lane. There you go. Much better result. Now I'm going to switch gears, and I'm going to switch to the hustle rip. I'm going to start right and give you a comparison to that other Roto grip ball, which was also released last year, but I want to give you an idea of how these two these two symmetricals compare to each other, so you have an idea of how to benchmark against each other. Now we're going to start with a hustle rip. I'm going to stand about 21 with my feet, and I'm going to look at about 8-9 at the arrows, and just kind of want to roll it down lane. That was very, very quick to respond off the friction. A lot more than the Optimum idle. Can't say I absolutely threw it well, but that ball did respond a lot harder and a lot quicker than what I saw from the Optimum idle. All right, let's see if we can do better execution here. Standing 21, looking at about 8-9, and throwing this ball down lane. Much stronger response than the Optimum idle. But that's expected from the hustle rip. For me, it's always been a really strong, angular ball down lane versus, say, some of the others. Not as angular as, say, the IQ Tour, but much more angular than the Optimum idle, or even what I experienced with the idle Cosmos. So I'm gonna move left with the rip and kind of give you an idea of how that ball responds the more I throw it into the friction. All right, I'm going to jump left and stand about 26-27 with my feet, and I'm going to look at about 14-15 at the arrows. Much more responsive, much more angular of an action, and I didn't really put any hand in that ball. So I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm really going to hit on it and see how this ball recovers. All right, let's give this again. I'm gonna have to replay that a few times. I'm not sure what just happened. I almost left the 5-4-7. I'm gonna stand 25-26 with my feet, and I'm gonna look at about 13-14 at the arrows, and let's see if we can get this ball to move in. Pushed it right. There we go. Put a little more hand in that ball, but you see how well that ball responded from that part of the lane when you really get on it. When you get on it, you put something in it, the ball is going to recover, it's going to respond for you, which is what we're looking for. I'm going to switch back to the Optimum idle, and I'm going to do the same thing, and you're probably going to see how that ball is a little more response. It's going to respond, but it's going to be a little smoother response than the hustle rip. All right, I'm going to stand 26-27 with my feet, and I'm going to look at about 14-15 at the arrows. And I'm going to throw the Optimum idle in the same spot and see how it recovers. Oh, I missed way right. Ooh, I missed way right. I threw it slow. I hit up on it. And the beauty of a house shot gave me a strike. I'd do that in any other tournament. That ball is most likely going to be in the gutter, or it's going to be a super washout or something. But let's try that again. All right, 26-27. Looking at about 15-16 at the arrows. And I'm trying to send it to about 7-8 down lane. There you go. Much better execution, but also did pretty much what I was looking for. The ball was much smoother on its shape down lane than I see with the Hustle Rip. Much smoother. I'm moving back right, one more shot with the Optimum Idol, and we'll wrap this up. All right, I'm going back to 23-24. I'm gonna throw this over 12-13. I'll take it. I'll take it. Whew. Under these hot lights, man. I'm working it. All right, so that's the Optimum Idol. Where have I found this ball to fit the most? Really, it's been on some house shots, and it's been really good at blending out that over-under reaction and allowing me to control the dry on the right, wet in the middle. So it's been really good in that perspective. I've actually been able to put together some pretty good games with it. But I've also found that it's a really good ball for me to move left a little bit when the pattern starts to break down a little, and I need to have something a little smoother on a response. It's still going to respond, but it's not going to like skid, jerk, go through the nose. You even saw me miss right, and it recovered, but it didn't go. It didn't go through the nose, and it didn't go to the 2-pin. It just kind of laid off and went in, which is kind of what I look for a bowling ball sometimes when I'm trying to play that wet, dry, condition. You saw how I was able to play up the boards with it, play straight down and in. It's really nice and smooth, well responsive. It's easy off the friction. It's not super hard off the friction. It's a good ball to have. I would probably have this as a medium pattern. Not a long oil pattern, but a medium pattern. Or like I said, really good wet dry house shots. I think this ball gives you good, good versatility. So, till then, that's Roto Grip's Optimum Idol. Check it out. It's out. It's ready to get. Go to your local pro shop. And till then, you guys just keep striking. Stay humble, please. Stay humble in this sport, and be kind. Hit spreads.